Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Otis, you crazy mother.
What's going on, man?
Andy man with two hands, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, this podcast is going to be cut short because I am not a James Ellsworth fan, and I'm just not
bad. Any man with two hands, bro.
Yeah. So I was thinking of it when I was driving home today. I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm a fan. Maybe I got to give this guy a chance. If it wasn't AJ, then I'd be okay with it. But when we were talking about it, and when a coworker of mine said, "Hey, who is this guy? My brother-in-law's a big wrestling fan. Who is this guy? Some little scrawny dude that he's on all these memes and stuff like that on Facebook." And then I thought, wow, maybe this cat's catching on just a little bit. So after I heard that, I was like, oh, maybe I better reconsider this. But so the week in wrestling was kind of slow, other than the fact that Alberto Del Rio is opening up officially. I know we talked about it last week, but it's November 17th, and he put out some videos. The restaurant, it's on Blanco and 1604. If you're here in San Antonio and you're listening, I'll check it out. But yeah, other than that, kind of a slow week, right?
Yeah, pretty much, man. There's, with them tacos better be on point, yo. That's all I'm saying. Them tacos better be on point. And the margaritas, Del Rio, the margaritas better be on point. And the offer still stands. We get 150 on Twitter. Might even up that. We might have a little giveaway tonight. We might.
Yeah?
We might.
Yeah?
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Can't
Can't tell you too much. We'll give you the trailer. I ain't gonna give you the movie. We'll give you the trailer though. But yeah, no, I agree. Especially if he's gonna call himself El Patron, especially like overseas, you better have some Patron in them margaritas. I'll tell you that. So there's a reason I'm getting Uber to his restaurant. I'll tell you that.
That's true. So what do you think the menu's gonna look like?
I don't know. Do you think it's gonna have a wrestling? Would it have a wrestling theme?
I don't think so. It would be cool if it did, though.
What would you? So wait, are you telling me you'd want a menu that's like Stone Cold Cuts?
The leg lobster.
Booker iced tea. Nah, it's lemonade, man. Lemonade, man.
Lemonade, man.
Yo.
I'm just saying.
Oh man. You know, we could
probably be interesting. I doubt it.
No, I doubt it. It'd be good if it was. I'm pretty sure it's not, but like, dude, the plays on food that you could make is like Roddy hot wings. There's like so many different so many different drink combinations and food combinations. I won't even start.
Yep, I hear you. Kiss my
potato. Slow week in wrestling. I know you watched Raw, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately. Although I will say this, man. Chris Jericho's doing the best work I have seen in a long time.
So what did you think? So he started out Raw, like, quote unquote, hijacking the show.
Yeah, he did.
So tell me your thoughts on that whole segment and where it's going.
Oh, I loved it. So first and foremost, I loved it. It was very entertaining. I liked the whole list, and they're still teasing the whole KO versus Chris Jericho and consistently trying to put him in a triple threat match, which I think is pretty awesome as well. I'm enjoying it, man. I like the backstage segments, and I like the whole. I never put Stephanie on the list. I liked it, man. I think it was the best thing on Raw, and honestly, this is the only thing that was keeping me really entertained on it. Although that Brock Lesnar segment, though, that was terrible.
Well, yeah,
we'll get to that. I know we'll get to that, man.
Get to that in a sec because I want to chime in on the
gun. But Chris Jericho, you doing some of your best work I ever seen, son. Bring back the OY2J. That's what I'm talking about, brother.
I was cool with him coming out at the beginning. He's obviously going to be a face in no time. And I'll stick to what I said last week, that he's going to fight Kevin Owens for the title at WrestleMania. But I think that it was good, but Jericho was on Raw a lot. And I thought, man, is this the best is this what's going to fill up my time for 3 straight hours? A guy going around looking for his list? Like, that's the first thing I thought. I mean, it's Jericho, so it got some extra cred. He could pull it off and all that. But that's the first thing that hit my mind was, is this a 3-hour show with probably 30 minutes, including backstage segments and stuff, of somebody walking around looking for a list? So, and there's no, nothing's going to happen. There's no end in sight or anything like that. Like, if he doesn't fight his list, I knew, all right, cool, well, big deal. He'll be on Raw next week, or he'll be in the main event tonight. So that was probably the only thing that was kind of, but it's Jericho, so if it was anybody else, I wouldn't have liked it.
Let me ask you, were you entertained by the entire segment from beginning to end?
Absolutely.
What other segment on the show was more entertaining than that one?
Oh, are you kidding me? Dude. You see, there was that one part in the comedy bit. There was a comedy bit, and but Undertaker was on Raw, right? No, he wasn't. Yeah, how about them Cardinals Seahawks?
Yeah, I mean, it's a sad state of affairs for Raw. Like, how did Raw get like this? Like, I don't get it. How did Raw get like this? Like, was there just a change in, like, was there that significant difference in the change in writers or something, or like, because honestly, it's got the look and feel as though these are totally 2 separate brands, which I know that that's what they were going for, but it's like night and day. And I don't I mean, if we were to switch SmackDown to Raw on Mondays, like, I mean, would Raw be great again?
You know, I thought that, and I appreciate that now that you mentioned that, because they really do feel like 2 shows that have nothing to do with each other. And I'm actually glad that they don't have the token main, the roster invasion thing already or anything like that. I think that's stupid. But I'm really glad that they're 2 separate shows. I think it's just, maybe it's just me arguing. And if you're listening to the show, followers, just give me a shout out or something. Hit me up on Twitter or something. Just let me know if I'm just whining. But it was like, I don't know, 3 hours. Maybe it's just because 3 hours is a lot to digest. And I'm not going to lie, I flipped to the Monday night game a couple times. Oh, don't even get me started on how boring that game was. And it ended in a tie of all things, 6-6. But I just couldn't, I don't know. I just thought, I don't know, maybe 3 hours is just a long time. Do you think that's why SmackDown's better? It's because it's only 2 hours, so they got to focus more on the quality of content?
Dude, you ask me that question like every week.
Because I'm waiting for you to tell me the answer I want to hear.
You're ready for me to tell you the answer, man. I can't say that it's the 2 hour thing, because I watch 2.5 hours every week of SmackDown. and that extra
True.
30 minutes doesn't make a difference in my opinion. I mean, to me, it goes beyond the whole 3-hour thing. I think the 3-hour argument is whack because there's really only 30 minutes between the two with Talking Smack in there. And Talking Smack is just as important for SmackDown as having that third hour. So I'm going to go back to it, man. No, I don't think that last hour really matters.
Yeah, and it's definitely something that you need to. Talking Smack's definitely something nowadays that you have to watch. I think that you know, I don't know. Maybe I'm just preliminarily jaded by it, but it just seems long. Like, I hate to say it, but the R-Truth, Mark Henry, Goldust, Titus O'Neil thing, just the Shining Stars. Just I like those guys and all, but I just don't need to see that.
Wait. They cut that from Hulu.
Yo, the owner of the CEO of Hulu literally came into the game and was like, "Golden, you need to cut it instantly."
They put him on the list.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So like they well, you didn't miss anything. It was the Golden Truth versus the Shining Stars, and they had a segment with Mark Henry and Titus O'Neil. But so Raw is okay, so Raw is good, and
Keep telling yourself that.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying though, is if somebody looking for their list dominates 3 hours. And by the way, I almost marked out because Dwayne Wade, the Bulls kicked off their season tonight, and Dwayne Wade just hit a 3 with like 20 seconds left. But if a list takes up 30 minutes of a 3-hour show, like I'll ask you first. Of Raw, of what you saw, what was your favorite moment of Raw?
My favorite moment of Raw. It would have to be that opening segment with Chris Jericho, man. Up until when Stephanie entered the ring, like just the KO and Chris Jericho talking was my favorite part. Like the bantering with them back and forth and the subtle hints of I don't care about your stupid list.
Yeah.
But after the triple threat, I'm gonna help you find it. Like I love that.
Yeah.
Like it was well played. It was great. And you're right, man. If the most interesting segment of your entire program is a man that's looking for your list, you got bigger problems within your own program.
Oh yeah. So I don't know if they aired it on Hulu, but did they air the entire Enzo and Cass segment?
Yes. That basically when they came to the ring and then the mics got cut because of production. So I actually like that segment too. You know how big of a fan I am of Gallows and Anderson, and I thought that their promo was great. Like I really did. I thought it was pretty great. And I love the fact that Enzo and Cass had a rebuttal and getting the crowd to do the mic piece for them. I thought that was pretty awesome. The thing that they did cut was the damn dancing.
You didn't miss much. I know you hate it because they always cut it, but that to me was by far my favorite part of Raw was Enzo just completely taking over that crowd. Like for you to cut a promo, but cut your catchphrases with literally no mic. And they have a really long kind of catchphrase promo thing they do, but for you to do that with no mic and have the fans just go along with the entire thing for a good, minute and a half, 2 minutes or something? Dude, that's a lot. And it again, I asked this last week. New Day and Enzo and Cass are on the same show. Your two most over tag teams. Don't know why, but man, Enzo and Cass will definitely be tag champs one day. But geez, man, those guys are super over.
They are. They will be champs one day, but they're not going to win them off of the New Day.
No. So speaking of which, on Raw as well, we did have the New Day in a. I will say that was a pretty good match.
Yeah, it was.
Where they fought Sheamus and Cesaro, and Sheamus and Cesaro picked up the win. So I will say I definitely thought that was a good match. Good ending. Good.
Can I get a hand clap for that entrance with Sheamus and Cesaro? That was amazing. I absolutely loved it, man. It made Sheamus look so great.
Oh yeah. Like it.
Yeah, he just cut him off, and he did his fellas. And Cesaro was like, well, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And then he just goes, "Superman!" I loved it, bro. That was awesome, man. That is actually how they should be coming out every week, just like that.
Yeah, I don't mind him. Don't mind him arguing. I don't want to see him beat the New Day. I could tell you that. I mean, they're good, talented, all that good stuff. I just don't want to see him beat the New Day just because I don't want like a thrown together tag team beating the New Day because it's.
But you know why they're doing it, right?
Why?
They're going to Cesaro and Sheamus going to win the belts, and then they're going to hand them off to Anderson and Gallows eventually. That's it, man.
Why? Because they can't get along? Like they'll pretty much make each other lose, and they'll lose them to Gallows and Anderson?
Yes. So I believe, in my opinion, that they want to give the titles to Anderson and Gallows, but they don't want outsiders, quote unquote. Even though Gallows is not really an outsider, but they don't want outsiders taking it off of homegrown talent.
So does that mean we're going to get... So if Gallows and Anderson beat Sheamus and Cesaro because Sheamus backstabs Cesaro, does that mean that we're going to get another Sheamus and Cesaro feud? Match number 1,705.
One match, and then they're done. So this is the same thing as they was that the name Daniel Bryan and Kane?
Yes.
Same stick, right? They were feuding, right? And then after their feud, they became tag team partners. And then they imploded and then became single wrestlers again.
Yeah, I guess.
Same formula, rinse and repeat.
Yeah, when you have two guys you don't have anything better to do with. I did like... So, okay, you said specifically last week in regards to the Cruiserweight division, take those damn purple ropes down. I noticed this week they had Kendrick versus Rich Swann. And then I noticed between a commercial break, we went to a commercial break, and then came back from commercial, and there was just a typical backstage segment. And then, for me, I knew that at that time, no kidding, it hit me. I was like, oh, backstage segment after a commercial break? They were obviously switching out those stupid purple ropes. And they came back from commercial break, and what do you know? Brian Kendricks fighting Rich Swann. Now, it was a good match. Like I do enjoy the.
How great was that match?
It was good. I enjoy the cruiserweight matches, but how are you gonna have Rich Swann beat the #1 contender when your pay-per-view is on a Sunday?
Well, think about it, man. It's not like it's part of the storyline. So Kendrick is most dangerous when he is desperate. And he was so desperate to win that he lost focus and lost to Rich Swann. So that sets Rich Swann up for a title match somewhere down the road because he beat the number one contender. But in the immediate future, you're going to try to get a Brian Kendricks to sucker a young and inexperienced TJ Perkins to, my opinion, right? I know we're not doing predictions, but I'm kind of giving it away here, son. TJ Perkins is going to have a soft moment in their match at Hell in a Cell. Brian Kendrick is going to take advantage of it to Cruiserweight champ.
I can't wait for our predictions then.
You think you're going to win this week, son? You think you're going to win this week, son? I don't think so. You can't beat the Mark. The Mark is going to hit you with the Mark out, son.
You're only up 1.
I'm up 2. 4-2, son.
Is it 4-2? I thought it was 3-2.
That's 4. That's why I'm telling you, put those things up, man. You keep switching the numbers, bro. You keep switching the numbers.
You're only up 1.
I'm up 2.
See? You're only down 3.
Man.
But yeah, other than that, I thought the rest of Raw, Braun Strowman fought Sin Cara. I didn't care much about that.
Cut from Hulu.
So what do you think about the main event?
So we're gonna save the booze out the building? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna save that last Brock Lesnar part.
All right, we're gonna say. It was all right. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. It was all right. I kind of want to talk about the women's real quick, though, man.
Are you talking about Dana Brooks match or just the women?
No, that was cut from Hulu too, so I didn't see that. I'm talking about the contract signing, man. I'm a little upset about that right now for a couple of reasons, man. Let me speak on this, son. Let me speak on this. So, a week or two ago, this was supposed to be the main event of Hell in a Cell. Tell me why we have 3 main events. Because we have a cage on all 3 of them? Why in the world does the U.S. title belong as a main event match? You have.
Well, they're just saying that.
It doesn't mean anything. It really doesn't. You're basically devaluing the women. You built this entire pay-per-view with Sasha being in the main event in her hometown. And now you're making a 3 main event, which to me tells me that you're not going to be putting these ladies on to close the show.
Well, what's the last match of the night supposed to be?
Well, I mean, if this was truly the main event, it should have been the ladies closing the show. But at this point, we don't even know what's going to be the main event. And I mean, I guess the obvious choice is going to be the men's Universal title match, which I'm pretty sure is going to end in some screw job. But I'm sorry, man. Like, you're milking this women's history thing, and it's degrading to all the women wrestlers, in my opinion. Like, if you want to make history, 1 main event with the ladies, just like NXT TakeOver Brooklyn.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And that's it. There's no reason for you to brand it just for the sake of publicity, and then you're going to pull the rug under everyone, and this is going to be the first match out of the 3 matches that's going to be in the cage.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. They're probably going to have a Hell in a Cell match, then a couple more matches, then a Hell in a Cell matches, then a couple. Yeah, you're right. I don't think they're going to. Or you're
going to have one Hell in a Cell match to open the show and call that quote unquote a main event, and then you're going to have one in the middle of the show, which is probably going to be the U.S. title, and then you're going to have the Universal title at the end of the show. Man, please, man, get out of here, man. Like, honestly, just move all the women to SmackDown.
Wait a minute.
Raw, yeah.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Sage about to go off on somebody for a minute.
You know,
Sage got to go off again.
but they hit the Super Saiyan level.
Somebody's turning green. Don't do it.
You guys are being, and then on top of that, you guys have the audacity to make in my opinion, a sexist comment, as in, well, you women have never been in Hell in a Cell, and you don't know exactly what your body is going to go through in there. Are you sure you want to get into this? Are you sure you want to go into this match? Motherfucker, have you, and in all due respect, I love Foley, and I know that this is probably scripted for him and everything, but come on, man. Are you saying that to Rusev? Because Rusev hasn't been in the cage. Are you saying that to who was the other guy? Kevin Owens. Are you saying that to Kevin Owens? Because he hasn't been in the cage. So, I mean, come on. Like, why are you going to give this warning to the women and not to the other two competitors? Half of the people that's on this card for the Hell in a Cell have not that's actually participating in the Hell in a Cell have not actually ever been in the Hell in a Cell. These are sexist remarks, whether it's intended or non-intended. These are sexist remarks, and I can't stand it. You're devaluing the women that you're trying to build up. I can't, man. This is why I can't subscribe to Raw's women division. This is why it's not believable to me. Ship these women to SmackDown because they're not doing a good job on Raw. That's it, man. That's the mark out.
So what would you think? Now, what would you think if they sent the women exclusively to SmackDown and had the cruiserweights exclusively to Raw, but gave the cruiserweights more time?
I would be perfectly fine with that because at least I know that if they go to SmackDown, they are going to be utilized in the best capacity ever. Hell, they took Raw's jobber and made him into a damn superstar. In fact,
that's true.
They took both of their jobbers and made them into superstars, and one of them is a damn champ right now.
You talking about Heath Slater?
I'm talking about Heath Slater. Remember, he came from Raw.
True. So before we get to SmackDown, was there any point to that Brock Lesnar segment?
None. At all. I mean, the only person who can successfully cut a heel promo in their own hometown is The Miz. And I take that back. It's The Miz and it's Seth Rollins. Those are the only two guys that can do that. Why are you going to come in to your own hometown and cut a heel promo against a guy that this town is not going to like? You should have picked up on the cue in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, I agree. It was weird. And I thought to myself, yeah, you know what? If Brock
was laughing.
Yeah,
like you're supporting the whole thing. It doesn't help at all. Come on. Please.
And Heyman, I thought to myself, man, if anybody can get heat, it's Paul Heyman. And then Brock's music just played at the end of it, and Heyman was stumbling over his words. So I don't know I don't know what they're trying to do out of that thing. I personally, do you think Vince in the back saw how it was going and was like, terrible idea, just cut it?
I mean, someone pulled the plug on it because they played the music before the damn promo even got off the ground. So,
yeah, it was horrible.
You know, you remember when we went to NXT down here in San Antonio?
Yes.
And you probably already know I'm going to go with this. Andrade came out, and he was clearly the face, and Blake came out, who was the hometown guy. And we all booed Andre out the building.
Yeah, big Cien Andrade. Yeah, big time.
Yeah, we booed him out the building. And what did he do? He turned heel. Yeah, you know, and even though it's not going to show on TV, this was just as big of a venue for Paul Heyman to switch it, regardless of what what they say in the back. Your job is to promote this match. You are the person who promotes this match. You should have been able to promote this match by flipping the script on the fly, and you didn't do it. That's on Paul Heyman, man. And whether he was just trying to stick it to the people in the back, I don't know. I don't know. But that Paul Heyman should have had enough sense to switch that thing around, in my opinion,
and turn Brock's face?
And turn him face, man. I guess...
Does that mean Goldberg's a heel then?
Oh, he's just... I mean, for this one night, bruh, like, come on. I mean, it would have looked better, right, than what it's looking at right now. I know that... How do you say? I know that Goldberg is cutting face promos. Like, I get that. But I don't know if I can truly believe that first promo was a face one as much as it is that, hey, you know, I messed up. I was immature. And I owe it to the fans to give them a great match, even though this is going to be my last one. Like, you know what? Seth Rollins did the same thing when he came back from injury. And then what did he do? He turned the crowd.
Yeah. We'll see. I thought that it was super awkward, but it was what it was.
Yeah, it wasn't even a segment, man. It wasn't. It was a waste of time, and it was just as big of a contributing factor to the fall of Raw than anything else on that. Heck, I didn't even see the R-Truth and the Flying Stars, the Singing Stars, or whatever. I didn't even see that segment. I already know that segment was better than this Brock Lesnar segment.
Yeah, you didn't miss anything. Now, so we talked about Raw and how it started. Polar opposite from how SmackDown started. So SmackDown opened up with Ambrose actually talking to old James Ellsworth. And yeah, you're a fan of James Ellsworth. I'll come around. I'm going to give it next week. I'm going to watch SmackDown and give it like one. All right. I'm going to start this off and be just an automatic fan of this guy. I mean, he's cool. He does, and he's funny, and he's a jobber and all that. So he's getting a lot of TV time, though. A lot of TV time.
You ain't gonna get no complaints out of me, son. That's for sure. I love it, man. It's fun to be able to take a backseat and just enjoy what's going on. And all three of them work very well together in the ring or during their segments. To me, it's entertainment. It is. And again, it's kind of what I go back to last week. This is just temporary until Raw can finish their pay-per-view. And then once they finish their pay-per-view, then you're going to see more segments that are going to be surrounded towards the Survivor Series. So you can see it's an extra slow build for SmackDown right now, and they have to supplement that with something that's going to be entertaining until Raw can start switching their gears and focusing on the Survivor Series, which is, I think, only 3 or 4 weeks away from now.
And that's the thing is SmackDown's not going to have a pay-per-view till at least 2 or 3 weeks after Survivor Series. So
it might be a little bit longer, man. It might be right week before.
It could be. I mean, you could go into December, and I mean that means that AJ and Dean, the title shot they're obviously going to have, it's not going to happen for another 8 weeks or something. So yeah, after listening to last week's podcast, I went back and re-listened to it. I thought, you know what? Yeah, I guess SmackDown needs something that's entertaining to fill it. So this James E it's entertaining, and you know he plays the role well. So I changed my mind. Well, no, I don't change my mind from last week, but it's not bad. Well, it's growing on me. Put it that way.
It's fun, man. It's fun to watch. I'm invested just to see, like, honestly, I'm week to week, and I know I'm not the only one. Like, week to week, I'm thinking, what's going to happen next? What's going to happen next? What's going to happen next? And they're doing a great job, man. I mean, they started with the beginning. They gave us a little bit in the middle, and it wasn't an oversaturation of it. And then we're going to get a conclusion, and then this is all we're going to – and then James Ellsworth will be far away from the world title belt. And I still understand, Goose, how you didn't take pleasure at that beatdown that that he got last week from AJ Styles. That was the greatest beatdown I've seen in a while.
Yeah, it was good, and he sold it well. It was entertaining.
He's a veteran, man. He's a good veteran. That dude's been around for like 15 years on the independent circuit, so it shows, man. I mean, his movesets are pretty decent as well. It doesn't come off as being like green.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, if you thought that was entertaining, were you entertained by old Randy Orton? I guess he joined Wyatt's. He said on SmackDown, if you can't beat him, join him. So I don't know if he's gonna come back next week with a beard twice as long as yours and change his name to Randy Wyatt, which sounds like a country singer, by the way.
Ask Daniel Bryan how well that went.
Really? I didn't watch Talking Smack.
Well, no, I mean, like, when he did that gimmick, right? Because he did the same thing with the Wyatts, right? He was like, if you can't beat them, join them. And he joined them. They went into pay-per-view, closed the cage, and it was just him, and it was just Bray one-on-one. And that's exactly what this is, man. It's copy and paste. I'm not invested.
You're saying 2 copy and paste storylines in 1 week? Is that pretty much what it is?
Yeah. Well, because that's all they have right now. I think the way that this is going to end is after the Dean match is over, they're going to probably position Randy to be the next in line for a fight with AJ. I mean, it's only logical. He went through Cena, AJ. So, and again, you're going to have someone strong to take the title off of AJ, because I still don't think he's going to have it by Rumble. Unless Shawn Michaels is going to come out of retirement, like the rumors been circulating, which I don't think is going to happen. But I don't know,
me either. But could you imagine that in AJ Styles, Shawn Michaels match? That
Royal Rumble.
I guess it would be because yeah,
dude,
it would be nuts.
That card would be so stacked, so stacked.
Ugh. So SmackDown.
What would be AJ did the same thing Ric Flair did, man. He lost the belt, then went through the Rumble and won it.
Oh, that'd be great.
That would be great.
That would be great. So SmackDown also had, which is, it kind of caught me off guard, qualifying matches for the Tag Team Survivor Series match.
Yes. Same thing they did last week with the women's.
But I thought they were just going to let everybody in. There's not that many tag teams on SmackDown.
No, there's not. But they have more tag teams than Raw does. So, and I don't think it's going to be. I think it's going to be maybe 3 teams. So you're probably going to have. You're going to have probably American Alpha and the Usos with the Hype Bros, and then that's going to be SmackDown's team, and then whoever Raw decides to pick during their build up for it. So I think it's fine, because you have Ascension, you have Ascension, you have Breezango, you have I mean, they've got a lot of people for qualifiers, and they might bring back like Mosh Pit or whatever to fight.
Yeah, the Headbangers. Yeah, they had the cameo. So then why wouldn't you have the tag champs?
Unless they're going to be defending it. You remember, we can't just circulate off of two is it 2 or 3 Survivor Series matches?
3 that they've kind of confirmed: the women's, the men's, and the tag team.
And the tag team. So you're going to have 2 matches afterwards, which I'm thinking is going to be the U.S. title and the Intercontinental to kind of fill the card. So you get out.
Yeah, maybe tag team on each division. Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, because those 3 matches are going to take about maybe an hour to an hour and a half total. So you still have another hour and a half to fill.
Yeah. Well, the rest of SmackDown was pretty decent. I know I was a fan of seeing the Spirit Squad back and actually in a legit match. Those dudes held their own. And like you said last week, Kenny's he's going to get a contract no matter what.
He is. Yeah, it's whatever the other guy is. Not Nikki. Steve or Mikey, there he goes. Mikey. Yeah, I think Mikey's he's not a full-timer, man, but it'd be good to see Kenny, and then eventually they can repackage him and but he can still go. So I'm just terrible that he's so late in his career to do it, and he looks like he's lost a lot of muscle definition, but he can still go, so that's a good thing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So what'd you think of the main event?
Oh, well, before we get to the main event, I think we're missing two important segments here, my friend. First off, Becky came back. Before she could even talk, Alexa just cut her off with that music that I love so much. And then she pulled a Hollywood Hogan.
Yeah.
She took out that spray can, put that yellow streak on it. It was so awesome, bro. Yep. Yo, I'm so glad. I love this. I love this podcast, and I'm marking out right now. Outside of Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho-ish, is Alexa Bliss the best heel in the company? Is there anyone that's better than her right now?
No, because The Miz is still on fire. Miz is definitely up there. Rusev's up there. She's definitely, Alexa Bliss might be second to Charlotte.
I think she's better
on the women hill.
She's better on the mic. Yeah, man. I mean, the wrestling might be there, but the mic skills are up there.
There's no way that Alexa Bliss is better on the mic than Charlotte.
So I'm gonna put it this way. How many blunders has Charlotte had on the mic since she's been on Raw?
She has her blunders, but she talks so slow that she can correct them quickly.
I don't know, man. And how many have Alexa had since she debuted on SmackDown?
Not many. But she's got the whole Freddy Krueger thing and the Harley Quinn thing going on. So it's like and it looks great on her. So she gets some added kudos.
Yeah, I think, dude, I honestly, man, I think she's one of the best heel workers on there. And her wrestling might not be fully there, although I definitely love that Sparkle Splash, and I hate that they call it the Bliss something or Sweet Bliss or something like that. I hate that. I'll always think of it as Sparkle Splash. It just suits the character. Yeah, man, and that spray can just did it for me. That put me over the top in terms of like her foolishness. Absolutely. I was hoping that she was going to go back and just spray like NWO, son. I was about to be like, for life.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, great stuff. But, man, that was probably one of my favorite segments of the night.
Yeah, SmackDown definitely did good. It was entertaining. I will say not the most entertaining two shows in a week, not the most entertaining week of wrestling, but it's all good because we have a pay-per-view coming up Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So,
hold on. I know, just real quick. Main event was great, man. I absolutely loved it. That power up that Ellsworth did, yo, and shout out to AJ Styles for like telling the story in the match, man. He didn't forget about Ellsworth. He knew exactly what he was doing. That dude is just an all-out professional, man. Hence salute to AJ Styles.
Yeah, he's wrestler of the year for sure, like hands down. He's the one making the whole thing work. So
yeah, he is.
It might grow on me. I'll give it a second chance. I'll watch SmackDown next week and give it an open chance.
Remember what I told you, man. Great wrestlers have the ability to make their opponents look great. And there's not very many of those that are in the company right now.
No, there's not. And you're right, because I referenced on a couple weeks ago on one of the podcasts we did a Sunday Night Heat match or so with Taka Michinoku and Triple H, where Triple H made Taka Michinoku look great. Mm-hmm. So, and Triple H is great, so, or one of the all-time greats. So, yeah. Okay, next week I commit. I'll watch it with a new set of with open ideas or open thoughts or whatever.
That's all I ask. That's all I ask, man. And maybe afterwards you watch some Talking Smack, man. Let's What's good? Let's get into this pay-per-view, son.
Okay. So we're not going to do the pre-show. So for those of y'all that are listening, we don't do the pre-show because, I mean, it's the pre-show. Don't really count. Even though it's a six-man cruiserweight tag. It's the faces versus the heels. So it's, if I remember right, it's Tony Nese, or it's Cedric Alexander, Lince Dorado, and who else? Versus Tony Nese. Yeah, I forgot. Either which way, I think Tony Nese is going to get the win.
Rich Swann and Cedric Alexander and
Lince Dorado.
Okay. Still no. We still don't have an appearance from Noam Dar.
No. It's Arya Daivari that's on the Hill team for sure.
Damn, I got to get back into NXT because I'm actually seeing some of these guys on NXT as well, man. I haven't watched it for like.
Yeah, TJ Perkins was on NXT this week, wasn't he?
Cruiserweight Classic.
No, like.
Oh, it was in 1-on-1? Damn. Yeah, man, I got to go watch that.
Yeah, no, I don't know if he was on 1-on-1, but it was somebody tweeted me earlier and said, "Hey, did you see?" Because I know Oscar got the challenge this week, but no, yeah, he got the. I swore somebody tweeted out to me and said, "Hey, did you see TJ Perkins on NXT?" And I told him, "Don't you ever tweet me again."
Did you put him on the list?
Yeah, I said, "Don't you tweet me again, you son of a bitch." You know what I think? No, you know what it is? Now that I think about it. So I haven't watched NXT this week. I am behind. It's TJ Perkins. He's in the Dusty Rhodes tag team. You know what? Now I think about it.
The classic.
He's with Kota Ibushi in the Dusty Rhodes.
You don't ever listen to me, man. I swear. I'm pretty sure I opened up that with that. I'm just saying.
What? Wait, what?
That's exactly what I said. It was in the Dusty Classic. And you were like, "Nah, man, he wasn't in the Dusty Classic." Come on, man. Yes, that's what I just said.
Yeah. He was in the Dusty Rhodes Classic too. Nobody's gonna know that joke who listens to this, by the way.
Putty on did it again. Putty on did it again.
But well, they won this week. I know that for a fact. But yeah, TJ Perkins. I mean, he's obviously not gonna go far in the Dusty Rhodes Classic because he's got the main roster thing going on. But yeah, I mean, apparently he was on NXT this week. So, but yeah, I think the heels are gonna win the pre-show match, and then to start off Hell in a Cell, we'll do this for our picks, and we'll see who gets it right. So we'll start with Dana Brooke and Bayley, because I believe they're supposed to fight on the main Hell in a Cell card. So
how the hell did that happen?
Well, because they had an arm wrestling. You know how it is.
No, I don't. It was cover Hulu.
So Dana Brooke called Bayley to the ring and was like, "I'm going to challenge you." Bayley comes out and whatnot. And then you find out, oh, wait, she's challenging her to an arm wrestling match. And like the referee cronies come in from outside of the ring and set up an arm wrestling table. They start arm wrestling. They're back and forth, blah, blah, blah. And the fans are chanting boring and all that. And then Dana Brooke cheap shots Bayley and all that good stuff. But, it was a rough segment on Raw, but I definitely have Bayley winning this one. I think it's pretty much a no-brainer here.
Yeah, I'll have to go with the same, man. And I think that that botched-ass win that Dana did last week, yeah, that's probably an indication that Bayley's going to win. Although I wouldn't be surprised if Dana pulls off the victory on this one, man. Just because we know how WWE likes to trash the super baby faces. So, like Sami Zayn. So,
yeah, he's kind of. I don't know if he's taking a step forward or backwards with this Braun Strowman thing, because I assume he's going to lose to Braun Strowman. I mean, the guy they're pushing, the guy's a monster. I assume he's going to lose, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm not even invested in that, man. They just put that together because they needed to fill a spot for the pay-per-view, bro. How do you put that thing together in 2 weeks?
They're not fighting the pay-per-view.
Oh, they're not?
No.
Oh,
No.
man, rant over.
Yeah. And then I assume the next match of the night will be Enzo and Cass versus Gallows and Anderson.
Yeah, so I am going to take Gallows and Anderson for the win on this one.
Really?
Yeah, it's starting. They need to start making that push for the title because it it's yeah, they're gonna go that route, man. So Gallows and Anderson's for the win. How you
I'm gonna
doing?
go. I'm gonna go with Enzo and Cass on that one because if they lose, I think the real question is if Enzo and Cass lose, is it 100% definite that Enzo's taking the pin? Because every time they've lost, he gets pinned.
Yeah.
And WWE kind of protects Big Cass because he's a big guy. So
Mm,
yeah,
Cass is gonna take the win or take the pin this time, bro.
yeah, that would be different. The cruiserweight match we mentioned earlier. So I assume you got Kendrick from the way you're talking.
Yes, I actually, it would be a bold and shocker for them to do this, but honestly, I think that this would play into their character. So, and then you could still have your rematch, but then you can, I think Extreme Rules, or is it Extreme Rules, or no, not Extreme Rules. What's the next pay-per-view? No, it's a SmackDown pay-per-view. Never mind. I was thinking of the Elimination Chamber, but I think that's going to be a SmackDown pay-per-view.
Yeah,
Yeah, because then you could have had like
it's
four.
normally right before Mania. I think that's more like February, March.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Then never mind. Yeah, I have Kendrick winning this one, man. You've given the guy 3 title matches, and this will be his 4th, or you've given him 2 title matches, and this will be his 3rd. So usually that's a signal for changing the guard. And I know that TJ Perkins is kind of not there
Getting
from a mic
over at all?
perspective. Yeah, getting
Yeah.
over at all. And you need somebody that's a little bit more charismatic, and I think Kendrick's going to have a bit of a run with that title. So,
You know what I think Kendrick would. So for the record, I'm going to pick Perkins just so he retains. But you know what I think Kendrick needs, and maybe they'll debut it this week. What if Kendrick, and he used to have this in his WWE days, but what if he was the only cruiserweight that hired on a bodyguard, and he had like a big, huge bodyguard guy, like a big dude, like Titus O'Neil or something like that. Maybe not Titus O'Neil specifically, but some big dude that helps him win his cruiserweight matches by just manhandling cruiserweights, of course.
I think it would be too soon for that right now since they're still trying to like build them up. The problem that you have is I think you have more like natural heel wrestlers right now, or heels,
True. Yeah.
than faces in the division. So, and I think Tony Nese could really be a face wrestler, and we still haven't seen those two go at it. That would be a
True.
pretty good match as well. So, I don't know, man. I think it just makes more sense for Kendrick to win it. I think that you have a bit more opportunity in the short term for him to win it versus TJ Perkins right now, since they're absolutely not doing anything on him. I don't even know why they've even put him on commentary, man. Like, and I'm a mega TJP fan, like straight up, man. I am, but I got to protect my division, and my division needs Brian Kendrick.
Good call. So what about New Day and Cesaro Sheamus? You pretty much said it earlier. We just got to confirm it for this vote.
Yeah. So is this? Are they officially over the 27 or the 470? Or
No. They were just at 420 like 2 weeks ago.
damn, man. This is gonna be tough, man, because I I think because I'm thinking the New Day is not going to relinquish the titles until they break the record. So if they don't retain, oh man, gosh, this is interesting. You know
Tough
what?
choice.
Yeah. Logically, I would say that Cesaro Cesaro and
I'm choosing the New Day, if you're wondering.
yeah. Well, no, I'm not wondering, but I'm just saying, like logically, it would make more sense for them to get the title. But I still think they're gonna go for the record, and they're not gonna relinquish the title until after the record. Oh my goodness! Come on, the mark. I'm gonna go with the New Day on this one as well, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna drop the titles until they get to that 470 mark, which should be right after Survivor Series.
Yeah, then they'll definitely drop it.
Yep.
So Rusev and Reigns. Me personally, I got Reigns because he wins at everything. So I'm just gonna, and he's gonna retain that title for a while.
Look, man, I placed a call out to my boy Rusev, and he said to me, "No one disrespects my family, Machka." So I'm gonna just translate that for you guys. Rusev ain't losing. I got
I
Rusev.
hope he doesn't. I really hope he doesn't, but I want him to win. But I'm not gonna bet on him to win. I think he's gonna. Yeah, I think he's gonna lose. It'll just be a good match again, and he's gonna do the carry job for sure, right?
Oh, you know it, man. I honestly, I'm not even. I'm not invested in that match at all, man. There's no reason Reigns should have that damn title, but they can't get him over without a title, to be honest with you. So that's part of their issue.
I
But
agree.
I got Machka to win this one, man. Machka all the way.
Perfect. So the one of the main events, Sasha and Charlotte.
You know what? WWE may be okay with duping people into the main event, but It's Real Wrestling podcast will not be that type
That's what I'm
of
saying.
organization. So we're going to save that for the last. Let's talk about that Kevin
Okay.
Owens match.
Kevin Owens is gonna win it, and I hope Jericho interferes. He probably won't, but I could picture. I think Kevin Owens is gonna keep that belt till Finn Balor at WrestleMania.
I don't agree with how long he'll keep it, but I do agree that KO is going to win that match. I do think that there will be shenanigans in that match, but I don't think it's Chris Jericho. I think it will be Triple H.
I sure hope so.
I think it's about time. I think that it's about time for him to show his face again, and this would be the best one to do it. I don't think that you save it for a Survivor Series. Like, if you have a screw job now, unless you're going to give him the title, you get a screw job now, that'll give him something to look forward to in his next main event.
Yeah, I agree. So I think I picked Kevin Owens as well. So I have Kevin Owens, Reigns, New Day, Perkins, Enzo, and Bailey. So this could be. I think the Sasha Charlotte match could be. It'll be good. I'm not worried about that. But I've got Charlotte winning the title back. Because I truly do. I do believe that they want her to have like Ric Flair numbers when it comes to the title, like a 13, 15, 20-time champ type thing. So I think she's going to win it on Sunday.
Oh, man. The mark of me wants to come out and say the boss is going to win this one, but I agree with you as well. There's a reason why they implanted in our heads that Charlotte has won 12 straight pay-per-views. This is her, unfortunately, this is her gimmick right now, is winning straight pay-per-views. I do think that they want to build her up to be up there in terms of how many times that she's been champion. I hate the fact that it's at the expense of Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
You know, and because Sasha has not fought anybody else for that title for the exception of Charlotte, and I think that's a damn shame. And I think that they're going to do it again come WrestleMania when they do a triple threat match with her and Bailey, with Charlotte and Bailey. I'm disgusted right now. Like totally disgusted right now. I got Charlotte winning this one, man. And it makes me sick to my stomach to say that. Love Charlotte, and I do. I love Charlotte. She's phenomenal in the ring. Love her natural selection when she actually does it. She pulls out moves constantly. No one else sees. I don't know why they're dialing back on Sasha. I think it's ticking me off completely. I hate the fact that she's not heel right now. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think my pick is for sure Charlotte. Again, I really think she's going to come close to tying Ric Flair's all-time title record. But yeah, so Hell in a Cell should be good. I know it's tough because now basketball started and football's on, so I know there'll be some good stuff to watch. But yeah, I'll definitely check out Hell in a Cell, and I think that it'll. My expectations are low, so normally when they're low, they end up getting over-exceeded, so that's a good thing. Yeah, so, well, yeah, it's This Week in Wrestling. I didn't know if you had anything else. We covered a lot and went a bunch of entertaining shit that happened this week other than the pay-per-view coming up.
Yeah, we did, but, this is a special events podcast, and I would be remiss for us not to at least briefly touch on the mourning and the passing of two great men on Sunday when they met Lucille. And these two men that I'm talking about is Abraham and Glenn.
Oof. That's a whole nother podcast. That's
May they rest in peace.
Yeah, we got to give a shout out to on the Halloween edition, on the Halloween episode of the podcast today. We got to give a special shout out to Glenn. And you know what, dude? I thought it was going to be Eugene because it was an easy cop out. But I'm curious to see how this season goes. I think I don't think Negan's going to be in this show that much. Do you? I think maybe every other episode.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be a heavy role. Well, he will be in the next episode because they actually show him like knocking on the door. But for how many episodes, I don't know. I think that after you get to about episode 4 or 5, we'll probably see it dialed down, and it'll be more focused on Hilltop, and because we still haven't seen Jesus yet. So
yeah, or Ezekiel. Ezekiel's the dude who runs the Knights. I think it's, I don't know, not Hilltop. I forget what it's called, but yeah, and he's the dude with the pet tiger I was telling you about. Yeah. Ugh. R.I.P. R.I.P.
Yeah, man.
R.I.P. for sure, Glenn and Abraham. Oh, wrong button. Sorry about that. So R.I.P. to those dudes. But yeah, Walking Dead was good. So hit us up on Twitter for sure. Hit me up on Twitter if you want to talk Walking Dead sports. I'm a big Chicago Bulls fan, Miami Dolphins fan. Hit us up for sure on Twitter. Was there anything else you wanted to touch on wrestling-wise?
No. I mean, I was talking about that giveaway, so I'm gonna do this, man. So for those people who actually listen to this podcast, I'm gonna give away a copy of 2K17 WWE. That's what I'm gonna do, man. I'm gonna give it away, son.
Okay.
Ask me what I want in return.
What do you want in return?
I need y'all to go on to iTunes. I need you to find us. You can just put in the search IRWP. 5-star review. And then hit us up on Twitter. And subscribe on Twitter. If we can get 200 by episode 6, 200 subscribers by episode 6, I will give away 2K17 WWE for whatever system.
That sounds like a plan. Just go in.
Sounds like a plan.
But you gotta hit 5 stars and hit and leave us comments too, because that's how we know people are listening and subscribing. But yeah, why not? We'll give out some WWE 2K17 and tell you what. If you hit us up on Twitter And it's easy with computers and tablets and phones these days. Just screenshot.
Yeah, that's even
it.
better, man.
Just screenshot. Hey, yo, I gave you 5 stars and commented. Give me WWE 2K17. And what's even better, wink, wink, is we're a new podcast. So we don't have that many followers or subscribers. So if you do enter and you do this and hit us up, you're probably going to win.
Well, at least one of 200 people will win.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's the thing, is you have a better shot than when we're around for 2, 3, 4, 5 years and we have 15,000 followers and 15,000 people are sending us, DMs and tweets and hitting us up on Instagram or Twitch or whatever and telling us, hey, I want a copy of WWE 2019 with James Ellsworth on the front. So yeah.
Any man with 2 hands, baby.
So speaking of Twitch and all and Twitter and everything, hit me up, Ben_Goosen. That's my Twitch and my Twitter handle. I got it right this week. So I used to get it confused because I didn't know if I put the real in front of it. But hit me up on Twitter, Ben_Goosen, even if it's about sports, wrestling, mainly wrestling, obviously, because I have a wrestling podcast. But yeah, hit us up anytime. Hit us up on Twitter. Hit Sage up. He'll give you his Twitter information in a minute. You could also hit us up at IRWP.US, and that'll have all of our contact information. But just hit us up. We actually have somebody who hit us up this week from the UK that we are going to have on as a special guest, because that's what we do. Is like, this is fan based, right? Like, we're all just fans. So if you want to be on the show, it's not about us telling you, all right, pay me money to be on the show or nothing like that. It's just flat out fans talking to fans. So we're going to have a special guest coming up from the UK, and a couple more coming up over probably the first quarter of next year, first quarter, second quarter. So just keep tuned in. We also have, just so everyone knows, and this is going to be a YouTube only thing, Sage the Mark and a guest of his choice coming up, and then myself and Dabi Amore are going to be doing a YouTube exclusive. You're going to have to go follow us on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. Again, the link is at irwp.us, and we're going to be doing UFC 205 predictions. It's a decent card coming up. Conor McGregor's fighting, so pretty decent card overall, but we're going to be doing UFC 205, and by the end of the year, as far as I remember, 205, 206, and 207 are going to be in the books by the end of the year, with Rousey coming back at 207. So we are going to be doing a YouTube-only podcast with our UFC predictions that you are more than welcome to hit up. So, Sage, do you have anything you want to close on?
And I guess it would work if I took it off of mute. Thank goodness they got an edit button. And don't forget, guys, Twitter @RealWrestleCast. Everything's on our website, irwp.us, like Ben Goosen said. You can find me, Sage the Mark, @Sage the Mark on Twitter. And best of all, guys,
keep it real. I'm out. Later.